If your hearing aids use disposable batteries, I've got some news that you should probably be prepared for. Hi guys, Rachael Cook, Doctor of Audiology at Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona, and in today's video, I'm going to be telling you how a new piece of legislation could spell disaster if your hearing aids use disposable batteries. Coming up. From the time that hearing aids became wearable pieces of technology, they've pretty much always been powered by disposable batteries. These batteries range in size from the tiniest size 10 all the way up to size 675 and are activated by pulling a sticky tab off of the back to expose the battery to air. This is because modern hearing aid batteries are zinc air batteries. Elements in the battery react with oxygen in the air, creating the electrical charge that powers your devices. In the past, these batteries contained mercury, which made them very dangerous, if not lethal, when swallowed. That's why in 1996, the Mercury-Containing and Rechargeable Battery Management Act was enacted, prohibiting the use of mercury in nearly all alkaline batteries. But even without the mercury, button batteries continue to pose a major risk to any person or animal who ingests them. This is because liquids in the lining of the sinuses, throat, stomach, and intestines can help to conduct an electrical charge through the battery once ingested, damaging the surrounding tissue. Even though most hearing aids dispensed these days are rechargeable, you may appreciate the convenience that disposable hearing aid batteries offer. They can provide a full charge in pretty much an instant, which can be pretty helpful if you've got an unpredictable schedule, have high-powered hearing aids, or do a lot of Bluetooth streaming. The issue then seems simple to solve, right? Just keep button cell and coin batteries away from kids. But the National Capital Poison Control Center fields nearly 3,500 calls per year for battery ingestion by people of all ages, not just children. Sadly, this also means that although it is rare, several people have actually died by ingesting button cell batteries, including Reese Smith. Reese was a sweet and spunky 18-month-old girl who died after a nearly 40-day coma as the result of the damage from swallowing a button cell battery. This unfortunate story is the reality of the families of nearly 30 children who have died from ingesting button cell batteries in just the last 7 years. While many of these batteries likely came from those that were used in children's toys, button cell batteries have a tendency to end up just about everywhere if you're not careful about their storage when using disposable battery hearing aids. After their incredible loss, Reese's family, along with others, fought hard to pass legislation around battery safety standards and to require child-resistant packaging for all button cell batteries. And on August 16th of 2022, Reese's law officially passed with an initial compliance date for battery manufacturers and distributors of March 8th, 2023. However, after pushback from the affected companies to be able to keep up with demand while designing and implementing this new packaging, the date for compliance was pushed back until March 8th of 2024. And that day has now come and gone. So what does this mean for you if you wear disposable battery hearing aids? Before I answer that question, if you could please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up, it really helps bring videos like these to a wider audience. And while you're at it, if you have not yet already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button with notification bell so that you never miss any one of our newly released videos. We really appreciate it. Now, during your next battery purchase, you might find that although the outside packaging of the batteries themselves looks the same as it did before, they certainly do not open the same way. Hearing aid batteries will now require being cut out of their packaging individually, and you must use scissors to do it. While this new packaging will not be a problem for many people who use them, the new packaging could spell disaster for individuals with limited dexterity or inflammation disorders like arthritis that can make it hard to grip scissors. Some companies tried to prepare for this concern by coining the term senior-friendly packaging. They report in their studies that 99% of seniors were able to open the new packaging for the very first time within 1 minute. But the fact of the matter is that the need for scissors alone is going to require more preparation than usual. And it might be fine for you at home, but just remember you're not going to be able to simply remove a battery from its packaging like when you're out to eat or out in an event. For this reason, here are some new tips and tricks to navigate these new packaging laws and be able to continue to use disposable battery hearing aids. First, if you have disposable battery hearing aids and you're still using batteries that are in the previous packaging, I urge you to go out and buy a new package of batteries that has the new packaging. This way, you can practice manipulating the packaging and getting an understanding for how to open it before the situation is urgent and you're down to your very last battery. If you or someone you love has limited dexterity, you certainly may encounter some difficulty when trying to open this new packaging. I highly recommend getting a friend or a family member trained up on this task and have them open several at a time, perhaps even on a routine schedule. Now, this solution itself does create some new concerns, like the fact that removing them from the packaging does expose them to the elements and may cause them to come into contact with metal or other batteries that could short circuit them or just reduce their lifespan overall. It also defeats the purpose of these packaging updates entirely by making them, again, able to be ingested by children, pets, and even adults who mistake them for their similarly sized medication. For this reason, I do recommend only removing as many batteries from the packaging as needed until someone can come back and help you complete this task again. Be sure to keep your batteries stored in an area that's far away from pets and children and a good distance away from where you generally take your own medication. I also highly recommend that you purchase one or several battery caddies that can attach onto your keychain that keeps the batteries in separate compartments for easy access on the go. Many of these caddies also have built-in battery testers, which I think is a pretty neat addition so that you can check out the battery status of older or used batteries. And finally, if this law sounds like a disaster in using your hearing aids, I definitely urge you to consider rechargeable hearing aids. Every manufacturer of hearing aids has several rechargeable options, even custom rechargeable options by select manufacturers. Rechargeable hearing aids now make up 80% of the hearing aid market, and for good reason. They're convenient, they're reliable, and they can pretty much get you through all day long. If the new disposable battery packaging is going to make it much more challenging for you to use your hearing aids, I highly encourage you to speak to your hearing healthcare provider about all of the fantastic rechargeable options that are out there. While the new packaging standards from Reese's Law may require some initial troubleshooting and practice, the hope is that this legislation will reduce the number of people and animals who are harmed by ingesting button cell batteries. Reese's family continues their mission to protect children from hidden and unknown dangers through the Reese's Purpose organization. And in the effort of spreading the message for Reese far and wide, please stick with me for the next minute as I tell you how to protect the people and the pets that you love from the dangers of battery ingestion. First, every person in the United States should have the number for the National Battery Ingestion Hotline in a place where the whole family can easily find it. In the event that you even think a person or animal has ingested a battery, do not wait for symptoms to show and head immediately to the nearest emergency room, as severe damage from ingesting a battery can occur in as little as 2 hours. Some common symptoms of battery ingestion include wheezing, drooling, vomiting, coughing, decreased appetite, and chest pain. And even if you don't use hearing aid batteries, button cell and coin batteries are found in all sorts of common household items. These include watches, key fobs, thermometers, calculators, remote controls, musical birthday cards, keyring flashlights, light-up and electric toothbrushes, battery-operated tea lights, dozens of kids' toys, and even light-up shoes. If you own any of these items, make sure that the battery compartment is secured and that they are kept well out of the reach of children and pets unless under direct supervision. Additionally, even button cell batteries that can no longer power devices still pose a safety risk to anybody who ingests them. This is why it's so important to store used batteries just as well as you store new batteries until you can recycle them appropriately. And finally, if you're concerned about your ability to continue using disposable battery hearing aids due to all of these new laws with the packaging, then I highly recommend you discuss this with your hearing healthcare provider, as there are so many fantastic rechargeable hearing aid options on the market now. That's it for this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and please share it with someone that you feel could use it.